overall, taking the odds, who would be better at communicating?
Men or women?
Or what would be the strengths or weaknesses of both?
Yeah. See, that's a good one.
I think to me, it's more like, strengths of men is when they do communicate, they tend to be more direct, hopefully.
Yes.
Although I'm not, I can never figure out what I want to say, but,
well, I think as men, we get, afraid to communicate to our partner because, like, for instance, like if your wife says, do you want to do this? And you don't want to do that. Right. She does. Your communication is going to be like, well, I mean, if you want to,
right. Which implies it's not I really don't want to do it.
Exactly.
But I'll do it because you want to, which she doesn't want to hear.
But then do women do the same thing? Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
Take two.
And I jumped the gun a minute ago. I thought Jesse wasn't quite ready, and so I thought, I'll take the reins.
I'm sitting there writing notes. We forgot to hit the intro music.
I forgot to hit the intro music. So here we are, intro music in play.
Look at me. Look at you.
It's all good.
Like we have our little roles, I guess. We don't realize we have. Yeah. Like you usually, man the screen. Right. It's in front of you anyway.
They call me the producer.
Yeah, he's produced by
my new mafia
Tom.
Name, the producer.
Oh, that's kind of a good mafia name.
Tommy, the producer over there.
Listen to him over here. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Doing all right,
Yeah, me too. It's hot as fuck.
Yeah, it is. I know. Tri-Cities in July. For those of you that don't live in the Tri-Cities, Washington, right now I think it's above 100 degrees.
It's supposed to be 104 today.
My car registered like 108 yesterday.
God, the car. Can you imagine if it was that hot? That really? You know how like it'll be like 115.
Like some days you walk outside and it's like a Mars movie, like where the guy blistering the sun. Like you can actually see the sun waves. Yeah.
Could you imagine if you lived in the deserty spots out here?
Nope.
Yeah, and you wake up, you really feel like you're on Mars.
So interesting history about the Tri-Cities. Originally, like this land did not have trees, like natural trees. All right, maybe like scrub trees. I'm not sure, but generally speaking, like it's like scrub.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
They actually brought trees in when they were first building the cities around the Hanford site. So a little back history again. We built a bomb, blew up some people. Part of that bomb was right here in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, big part of it, wasn't it?
Site. Yeah. The second bomb that got dropped on Nagasaki was based out of here. We synthesized the plutonium to put into that bomb, and so we had nuclear reactors that did that, and then we sent that off to be turned into a bomb and
weaponize it. You know how they do.
Built a bunch of bombs for years, and then there we go, bada bing, bada boom, we got bombs.
You got bombs. That's crazy.
So, but it was notorious. I read some books about it in college. We had to kind of choose a Washington State history based thing to look at. I looked at our area, and some of the books I read, people were like, their yards would just get blown away. Like they'd lay grass down and it would be gone.
I believe
sand and stuff.
The wind here is crazy
and
too.
Then, so like a lot of
all the sand, like you said,
elm trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are like from originally trying to just make the city work.
Oh shit! And then they probably just seeded somehow through the wind.
Then they brought in different grass and stuff like that. So
they're crazy. That's when you think about it, that's so cool. That's probably how a lot of fucking towns were made. Really.
Yeah, I mean, like it started as like farmland. There were just a few little farmers,
which we still have a lot of farmland here.
Downtowns. Yeah, we do. Yeah. But Hanford changed everything.
That's true.
It's pretty interesting, guys. Look it up. Look up Hanford.
One of my buddies works out of that area, and he, as part of like his training, had to basically do like history lessons. About why the houses are the way, because we have a lot of they call them A-frame.
Out there in
the alphabet houses.
Alphabet houses. Yeah. Not A-frames, right?
No,
A-frames are like the.
No, they call them like A though, like A house.
There's like A, B, and C, right? Or
something like that.
Yeah,
they're just the structure.
Government housing.
Yeah,
Richland.
Like I lived in Richland when I moved. When I met Alicia and I moved in with her. She lived in Richland and she lived in one of those style houses, and so like every house on the street looked the same. Right. So if you picture like the movies where they blow up, like do test sites.
Those are the houses.
That's literally what the houses are like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's kind of like.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah.
So it was like, I mean, we're talking 800 square feet, 900 square feet. We're pushing 1,000 really being generous. I think.
Yeah, pretty little at the time.
They were
Kennewick's full houses similar to that too. Not quite exactly the same because Richland was a federal city for years.
That's
I think
crazy.
they finally fully turned municipality over, like not to private but to like local government in like the 80s.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was after they stopped building nukes. Because like for years, the Hanford site was producing plutonium for bombs.
I wonder how laws and rules work for a federal city compared to like
I don't know,
like a state. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Richland, cannabis would still be illegal.
It would be
completely.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I was thinking about. Like,
not
you couldn't have it
not by federal law.
Yeah, federally it's still illegal, but like which is surprising.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to change. It's on its way out.
They got to make money.
Well, I think Pasco, which is a pretty conservative community here, I think they voted to allow cannabis sales in the city limits, which is pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Because like they've been, I don't know.
Dude, so going to like when I do site visits and stuff, so I go to like Spokane, Portland and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how many dispensaries are actually out there.
Oh yeah.
Like you just go down the street, and I've been to a couple, and I'm telling you, it's like beautiful in there. Like I went to one and I had to like step back for a minute because I was like,
where am I?
Yeah, no, seriously. I walk in it and it's really modern looking.
It's like the Emerald City.
I'm like, where and there's like merch. There's like sweaters and hats and it looked like
they're very proud.
Yeah, it looked like a retail clothing store. It's kind of, something you would see like in a downtown, like small downtown, like Kennewick store, one of those boutiques.
Boutique shops. Yeah.
And I was like, it took me a split second to realize, wait, I like looked up and I'm like, oh, okay, this is the dispensary. Okay.
Am I in the weed store?
Yeah, see, I'm looking for some marijuana. You guys have any of that? Like
I really love your sweatshirts.
What's the key word? I need some joints.
Joints.
Being all suspicious. I've gone to those places and I know it's legal, and I know I've seen people in suits there. I've seen like people you wouldn't stereotype. Everyone does that, right?
Right.
You just stare. That looks like a stoner. That doesn't. So you would see someone who you would, at least for me, I wouldn't think,
right?
Hey, that guy's
judge.
Yeah, that guy's a smoker. And then all of a sudden, there he is buying his sack of weed or edibles or whatever it is.
Colored sunglasses on,
just all nicely suited. And I'm like, I seen an old married couple. Like, I've seen Tom's mom and dad. It was crazy.
They need to sleep.
But no, I would see couples like that.
I actually, in all honesty, cannot even imagine my dad in a store like that.
You come find out your dad's just the biggest stoner.
Yeah, I mean,
doing
like
bong rips.
He was a cool dude in his youth. Like I'm sure he smoked his fair share, but he's that type of older guy. Like I just think he'd be like, oh, this is a waste. I don't know.
No, I get it.
He's funny that way.
What's weird is, for some reason, the way JJ acts, I picture your dad.
I think,
and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way at all.
No, my dad's a child. I get it. No.
My son's a very old soul.
No, I laugh at my parents because they get up at like 4:30 in the morning for coffee, which is insane to me.
That's so early,
but they do. And I was laughing at them because, like, you guys have talked about JJ will get up and have his hot chocolate with you guys.
Yeah, he actually said that the other day.
Yeah,
I need my coffee.
I was telling my parents, I'm like, man, he could like come over here and like chill out with you guys for a while.
Yeah. No, he would talk to him about stuff, I'm sure.
So
because he got into you guys' pond and just sat there contemplating life.
One day,
or something. I don't know.
We're sitting there, Blanc and I, and like JJ always wakes up before Elliot because I think JJ passes out earlier and then Elliot like stays up for hours playing or whatever.
Yeah, well, JJ just even if he wakes up late or goes to bed late, he'll wake up early.
He's just an early riser. So like 7 o'clock or something in the morning one day, he comes upstairs and you see his little head bouncing up the stairs. And he walks in and I'm doing something in the kitchen and I know he goes, so Tom, what do you think about this business in Ukraine? And I'm like,
what?
Well, JJ, what do you think about the Eastern European complex? Like,
did you really say that?
Yeah, he's like, what's about all this business in Ukraine? I'm like,
wow.
Like, what's your opinion on that? Like, I don't think it's bad. I don't think Russia should be doing that.
Where's he hearing
this? It was like the funniest thing. I was just like, man, Yeah.
That's news. I've never heard him. I never even heard him bring anything up. That's great.
I mean, it's like, he just.
But like, no, that's what I mean. Is like, so if JJ is older, I can picture him like your dad. Your dad's just a very.
He'll cross. Your dad's
He'll
like still get a paper newspaper, like I know,
but your dad just seems so cool all the time. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can see JJ being in that sense, like that way, just like very level-headed, very like. Obviously, as men, we probably still have our issues with certain things, but I don't know. I picture when I see him do some of his mannerisms, I can picture him older. Yeah, it's weird. I see my son older,
right,
and that's how I picture him.
Sure,
put together. Yeah, safe. Really put together, just like
wise
beyond his years.
Yeah, like I agree. He and Elliot together will never get into trouble.
No,
they're both too afraid.
And I love that.
I got nothing, no complaints here.
Yeah. JJ is he thinks a lot. Mm-hmm. So he'll, my son's very, I don't know if you should do that or every time. And it's only with me. And I've said this before. If I cuss, like I cuss on here, but if I'm around my son and I throw out the cuss words, he's like, language. I'm like,
put the money in the jar, Dad.
No, serious, dude. If we had a money jar, he would totally. He would bone me on that because Alicia can cuss.
Yeah,
but his mom,
it's different.
Mom can get away with murder.
She has a way. It's like poetry. She just molds those words.
And moms should, because moms, carried the baby for 9 months and did all this stuff.
Gobbledygook.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a different relationship sometimes. I don't know.
I try to be really good about swearing. Like, I try not to, but man, sometimes when you're working on something, it gets hard.
Yeah, and there's times like obviously on here I'll cuss.
Yeah.
But I don't, like at home, I don't cuss a lot.
Right.
Comparatively to my wife. Mm-hmm. I think out of the two, she'll, everyone will admit my wife she's the sailor.
Sure.
No. But when I do drop the bombs and stuff, sometimes I'll do it jokingly.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone's messing with JJ. I'm like, you know what you do? You fucking tell that mother, all overly do that.
Right.
And that's a lot of times he's like, language, there's children.
AKA me.
Yeah. That's the only one.
I'll take you to court, Dad.
I don't know. Kids are funny that way.
Man. No, I know. I like Elliot every once in a while. He'll get me to play video games. When they're ridiculously difficult, I can't handle it. He wanted me to play it's that Human Fall Flat's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Another one is
I don't like them.
Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts, yeah.
Okay, they're fun to a point, but man, when you're trying to do something and you can't get the arms to work right, I got so mad, and I warned him. I'm like, that I can't play these games.
Yeah,
so I'm
testing you, Dad.
Really don't. He's like, just play with me a little bit. I got to the point I couldn't do it anymore. I blew up verbally and threw the controller against the arm of the couch and then picked it up gently. I was like, don't be like that when you grow up. That's not. I'm like, nope, we're done. And he's like, okay.
I had a moment like that, but I forget what it was. What you had just said, don't be like that. Yeah. That's similar to what happened. I did something and I got mad about something stupid too, and I caught it right away, which actually felt kind of good.
Yeah,
because usually you don't catch those things or whatever. And I was like, and then I was told JJ, you just don't do something like that.
Right.
That's just an example. Don't do that.
Yeah. You see how stupid I look?
Yeah. You don't do that.
I did that on purpose.
But no, funny. Video games, I get I love video games.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm, fairly good at games and I pick them up pretty easily.
Sure.
So there'll be things where I'll say something. Mm-hmm. I'll find myself, well, why don't you go over there? But then the kid, JJ's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah.
So I just
bite your lip or something.
Yeah. So I've learned to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's dude, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
But you can't go tell a kid that.
Oh, when the kids are playing. Elliot's pretty damn good at games.
Elliot is. I've seen him.
I used to it used to drive me nuts. Just because when they're little, they can't do anything. But
they
now,
pick up.
He's pretty damn good. He can do things. I tell him I can't play this game. You can.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'll give him the controller to do the hard parts because I'm just like I can't do it. He's got timing. He's got good timing.
Well, I think kids in general have like their eye coordination,
Something.
hand-eye coordination.
My eyes are old as dirt.
See, I never thought that was a thing until I started playing softball. I used to play like, was it left field?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd get a lot of balls hit my way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was pretty good with catching and stuff. And slowly I noticed I wasn't as good as I used to be because like my judgment of the depth perception wasn't what it was.
Gotcha.
You know, I guess it might be a step slower than I used to be, obviously, than 15 years ago. But yeah. But yeah, with games too. Elena is playing this game. It's called Friday Night Funkin'. So it's like a Guitar Hero style.
Yeah. Up, down, up.
Yeah.
Left.
But it's very fast.
Yes.
So she's like, you want to try it? And I was like, sure. And so there's one, and dude, I lasted 20 seconds.
I won't play it. That's another one I'll throw the remote over.
Oh, dude, I was like trying. But she gets on it and she's like,
oh no,
I'm like, dude, how are you catching up with it? I wonder if it's
like practicing guitar. Like, right, like when you're playing an instrument, you have muscle memory. Mm-hmm. Like if you listen to Friday Night Funkin', like the songs repeat. So you would learn
and I think it is. I think with some of
it's got to be because they're not that good.
I do what they call button mashing.
Yes.
So that the arrows, I see them.
Right.
But I'm pushing them and I'm just pushing them.
Well, see, that's like...
And I'm like, okay.
Right. When we were growing
40% accuracy.
All the fighting games, like that's all you had to do was just roll your thumb over all the keys.
Yeah. Everyone mashed. I don't know how some kids they knew combos.
My buddy Levi was... we didn't play those games a ton together, but like the times that we did, like he actually would like hit certain buttons, and I'm like, dude, I
knew the moves.
I have time for that.
I knew the moves of certain fighters, like with Street Fighter. I knew certain, like down and up plus this equals that. They do this move or whatever. And so even to this day, if I play those games, I'll still try to see if that's. I don't know if they've changed it, but some of them are so complicated.
It's kind of similar, but yeah, you're right.
Half circle.
I know.
XYX. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. It's kind of like coding on a keyboard, It's like they do those quick commands and then my computer gets all fucked up because I don't know what I hit. I hate that.
Well, the Ghost of Tsushima, you come across these like bamboos.
Yeah.
And so there's you have to hit them a certain way. And that was kind of annoying.
And it stops you.
Yeah.
Third bamboo.
There was one that was super hard and I don't know how I did it. Yeah. But I just was like, I'm just pushing buttons.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I like writing poetry in that game.
Oh, dude, I try to write the best fucking haiku poem or whatever.
Leaves, water rushing by.
Yeah,
my heart longs to be home. It's like
river,
blue. The music playing in the background. His ass is going into the water. And he exits the same way.
Yeah. I'm like, how's he stepping?
Yeah. No. Yeah. What's the? Who built the stairs?
Like Ghost of Tsushima, there's certain points you come into like a scenic view, and then you could hit. It'll give you options of words to use.
Yeah.
And then you'll view somewhere else. Yeah. And you'll view somewhere else, and it's a different set. I think it's like 3 sets or something.
Right.
And you can. It's like a haiku, right?
You write your own haiku. Yeah.
And some of them, like I try to make them work for each other. So if there's something like watery, anything flowy in it or anything weird, I was like,
thematic. You try to make it like a theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun to make it the opposite of that. You just get the most disconnected pieces.
Like water, I'm a rock.
I miss my uncle.
What?
Uncle, we will speak again.
I will murder you.
That's a pretty dope game, though. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Have you played it in a while?
It's been a while.
You should play it again.
I know I should. I'm about halfway through it, I think.
Dude, you gotta.
And those goddamn Mongolians, I tell you, they
always want to fight you.
Assholes. They're real pricks.
Yeah.
The deeper the game gets, the stronger they get. Stronger you get, though. And the very first time I tried to
outfits
fight,
that work.
Yeah. There was a village I came to, and it was like the first time I attempted to kill Mongolians. They kicked the shit out of me. I was not able to do anything.
Oh yeah, same.
But quickly you start to develop some skill and.
Yeah, I usually will walk around a whole map and try to explore everything. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Right.
And then obviously it takes you. There's certain parts of the game that it just takes you there.
Right.
Right. Nothing you can do about it.
When you first go to save your uncle.
Yeah.
And oh man,
That was,
That's
I got
intense.
whooped
yeah.
a lot. I
actually-
God, I want to play that game again.
I got through that pretty quickly, I think, but it doesn't matter. It was almost like pointless because then you just get,
thrown.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert.
You get thrown from
You
a
get thrown
bridge.
from a bridge. And you're like, well, guess I'm off to the next thing.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's it. And that's
Yeah.
something you can't.
But at
That's
least you
just
do
what
get
happened.
the kingdom back. Like you get the palace back.
Yeah.
And then he moves north.
Yeah.
Son of a
And then you
bitch.
gotta. Yeah, you end up following him, obviously.
Yeah,
you know,
you
that's how the
track
game.
his ass down. But he's huge. He reminds me of the
He's so
Mongolian
fast.
guy in
The final boss fight with him
Mulan,
is
remember Mulan?
interesting.
the big old Khan.
Yeah.
Khan.
Genghis
And
Khan guy.
He reminds me of that. At least in my mind.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a while. Since
No,
I've
he
seen him
kind of
in the
is.
game, but He's
similar.
huge.
He is. He is Genghis Khan-y.
Oh, and they do have
Kongi.
hawks, don't they, in the game? You have to try to kill him.
Cops.
Right? Yeah, they have cops.
Hawks. I was like,
Yeah,
they
they
got cops?
They
What?
have
I
cops
don't remember
that
cops.
They pull up and
Japanese cops.
the Yakuza run around.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they have hawks, don't they? And you have to kill them because they go back and tell Mongolians like,
Oh yeah.
you're there.
You can go. You can shoot them down.
Yeah.
Or if you're like,
Yeah.
if you come up across, you'll be like, on your horse doing your thing or running around, and sometimes you'll see like a
scouting hawk.
little group of Mongolians, and sometimes you'll see their bird.
Yeah,
So I would shoot it
yeah.
from
shoot
a
the
distance. I'd
bird.
snipe it. Yeah, and then they'd come looking for me.
Their reactions, I love.
But dude, I love that game. It's so cool to
It
be a
is cool.
samurai. There's
Yeah.
another samurai game that I can't think of what it is that's similar in the way you fight.
Mhm.
I haven't played it, but after playing the game, I was
It's
like,
a current
dude,
game, like a modern.
It
game?
was actually before that game.
okay.
A couple years. It was like it was a few years before that.
Yeah.
The Ghost of Tsushima. So some of the mechanics are similar
Years
in the way you
and
fight.
years and years ago, there was a game called Tenshu.
Oh,
Stealth
no, yeah, it's not
Assassins. You ever
Tenshu.
Play that? God,
Oh
that was
yeah,
fun.
that was a great
the original
game.
PlayStation.
Yeah, dude, I love that game.
I still remember
Or
one of
Ninja
the
Gaiden.
earlier missions. You're like sneaking into the palace, and like the emperor. I don't remember if it was an emperor who he was,
Yeah.
but he was a real prick.
Yeah.
And like you'd slice his stomach open, and he's like, it was great.
Yeah. So this game, it's called like Sakura. I don't know what it's called actually.
Okay,
It's called Tom Segura.
so, it's an hysterical game.
Yeah,
It's
so
really
funny.
good.
He's the machine.
that would be fun.
I can see that being a game, a funny game.
Ninjas.
But yeah. So how's your weekend been?
Weekend's been good. We had Elliot's birthday party yesterday. He's now, he will be 9 in 2 days, but we had his 9th birthday party.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. How did that go?
went really well. Lots of people think the yard's looking good. So that makes
It
me
does look really nice.
feel happy because, we got the water taken care of. So like we bought a 20-year-old house. So everything goes to shit at about 20 years.
Yeah.
So we're in the system of the second time around.
I'm in like the
trying to
fourth
fix
time
everything.
around.
Yeah, it's nuts. So, but we got the irrigation all fixed last year. So the water's working good. So everything's getting watered well. So it's very green this year. Looks like real grass, real glass. We replaced the grass with glass. It's a great idea.
It has a nice little
Nice
sound.
little tingle to it when you walk through. Yeah. No, but it's looking good.
Mhm.
We have a lot of just bullshit fake grass in there. It's like weeds, but it looks like real grass.
Which the fake grass that looks like grass, I'm okay with. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
cool
I
with
mean,
it.
I used to not be, but
I know
now
you
it's
got to
just like-
overseed to get rid of a lot of that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't know if you have to spray. I don't know what you got.
I don't know. This stuff's pretty hardy. It's that it's not crabgrass. It's Bermuda grass, and it's pretty tough to get rid of. I think.
I thought Bermuda grass you can just buy at the store too, though, like seeds for.
You probably can. In deep south, it's pretty common.
Yeah,
but
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take
it's
that
just-
over
it's
any of the little
way it
viney
grows.
shit that
See,
grows in the
that's the
yard.
problem, though. It grows like a vine. So when it gets real bad, you'll see it, and it gets kind of spongy because it's
Okay.
really thick. So every once in a while, I'll just cut it real short.
Yeah,
And
just take a weed whacker.
yeah, I just dropped my blade to like the lowest setting, but it's like you got to mow it a couple times to get down that low.
Dude, I mowed the other day and it was the worst. I shouldn't have let the grass grow long.
Yeah.
Anybody out there knows if you have long ass grass, it gets all clumped up.
Oh, it's bad.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It took me forever.
Yeah,
I was like, this sucks. Never again.
yeah.
which is a lie because I'll do it again.
Yeah. I know.
But no, your yard is
Try
looking
not
good
to,
because the
but-
grass was kind of dead looking last year and stuff,
Yeah.
and like now it's like really lush.
Yeah, we had the pool put in, and so we had a couple
Yeah.
of lines broken. That which we knew that just the weight of the trucks and stuff, and so yeah, last year was the year after the pool went in, and so we kind of like tried to get that stuff put together, and that all worked out. We're
I'm starting to realize things you do
over time.
Yeah, everything just takes so much time.
It does.
Like you got to just realize, like obviously some stuff we can be slower than others to
Right.
do. Like for me, I got my cabinets,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a process. Before you know it, the week's over.
I know.
Like my truck, that takes time, right? I want to get it done, and when I stop and think about it, I was like, God damn, that was like what, beginning of April?
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
already almost August.
Right.
It's August in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I know. So sad. For teachers, it's like horrible.
They're like, no,
I keep thinking about it.
don't think about it.
No.
No, yeah, the party, that would have been cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, you guys were at the Whiskey Fest.
We were at the Whiskey Fest,
Yeah.
so we would have loved to go to the party. I was telling Lisa, I was like, man, I feel like we've missed his birthday the last few years because
Well,
something has come up every fucking time.
Might have been Whiskey Fest last year too.
Well, we didn't go
Oh, no?
last year.
Oh, okay.
We ended up, I think, was that the year I sold tickets? No, I didn't get tickets, I don't think, to last
yeah?
year's. I know there was a year I was going to go, but we couldn't. We ended up not going and we sold the tickets.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember when that was.
Yeah.
There was a year we didn't go because of it. I know last year we didn't go, and I don't think it was just one of those we just didn't.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know why, actually. I
A lot
just
of
didn't
times
have
I
money
just
or something
forget.
else was going
Yeah.
on, I think, or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. But no, it was cool. The Whiskey Fest is always fun.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
love
said
music,
it was a blast
it's a blast. Like, I mean, if you like music and I mean, it's loud, don't get me wrong.
and pretty hot. Yeah.
It was very hot.
Pendleton's not much cooler than up here. So
You're driving and there's nothing, then there's Pendleton.
Yeah. there's Hermiston.
You drive past Hermiston, there's
Which is
nothing
like-
for about 30
And
miles.
Hermiston's not a lot.
No, there is. Yeah.
There's a dam there and a city that supports the dam. That's pretty much.
Yeah, Hermiston's very small.
Yeah.
There was a
Okay.
point I took the exit yesterday on my way home.
Mhm.
There's an exit that drives you through town.
Mm.
It's a shorter, but it's longer because you're only going like 40. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And I took that because I don't know why I saw 395 and I was like,
Oh,
oh, I gotta take it.
kind of a wrong turn type thing.
Yeah, but I was like totally sick. Nah, man, we're gonna get home same
Look,
time, which actually
GPS
turned out to
says-
be the same time as what it was
Yeah.
telling me. So,
Yeah, you just speed through town.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Make it there at the same time.
like it's 12:30. I'm flying through this motherfucker.
It's Hermiston.
there's probably
How
so many
are
cops.
there?
Yeah, just all the cops are in bed.
Yeah, they're all asleep.
Yeah,
They have a curfew.
but like you got a pretty good turnout, huh? It
Well,
looked
yeah,
like
I
from
mean,
what
it
I've
was
seen.
family. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
which
just
is
all
always
family, but
beautiful.
That's
That's what
good.
I'd care about.
It was nice. Elliot's not a huge crowd person anyway, but it was.
I feel his pain.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah,
It's
which is weird because obviously the Whiskey Fest, it's like
yeah.
thousands of people.
It's
so
kind of different.
very
though.
crowded.
It's
But
different,
it is
though.
different.
Like that's one thing I liked about like Seattle, like a big city, was even though you're surrounded by people, you're kind of like alone.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
which that sounds very sad, but I mean
You're
it in the most
alone.
positive way.
I don't know.
Like, You're
I
just
don't know.
kind of like-
Introverts, we like to be alone.
yeah, I definitely like a certain amount of quiet alone time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yep, I think I like it too much.
No,
But I don't like to actually be alone. I want people to be around, like adjacent.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't necessarily want them immediately present. You know,
I want to know you're there.
Yeah.
But just don't be around.
right, not like a neighbor, but like people living with me, just not bothering me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a weird feeling. Like, so there'll be times when we don't have any of the kids because either
Yeah.
they're over here
right,
or they're at their other dads or whatever.
Mhm.
And so it's quiet in the house. It's just a weird quiet. Or if like one of the kids is just not there, like Cheeky's not going to be at our house for a week. She went to go to her dad's for the week.
Uh-huh.
And so it's going to be a weird quiet because it's like, even though I know she's never upstairs, she's upstairs. She'll hang out
Right.
for a few, but during the day when I'm working or whatever, just knowing they're there,
Yeah.
it's loud, right?
Right.
When they're not there, it's just,
You're really quiet.
there's a different quiet to the house.
There's like a death.
It really is.
Yeah,
like,
it's like just absence.
I was in Spokane for a week and they were all saying it feels like quiet at home.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm like not loud at home. I'm actually quiet. Usually I'll go off into the room, work on like the podcast if that's the time, or I'm playing a game, or I'm outside like working in the yard or working on something. And so I'm not always just like around everyone. So it's like I'm quiet in that sense, but it's like they know I'm there.
But there's a presence.
Yeah,
there's still
a presence.
Noise. There's still ambience of a person. Yeah.
Presence is important for sure.
It is. Yeah.
But I don't know. That's,
I kid. I mean, like I do like an X amount of time of like me time, but
I think everyone needs it.
Time with family. But Blanca will call me on it because I think I do have a tendency to want to be left alone more than I realize.
Yeah.
And she'll get annoyed sometimes and be like, "You need to spend like at least 30 minutes with me." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." I get caught up in like, "Oh, I need to mow the lawn. I need to clean this up. I need to do that."
Yeah.
You know, like. So I don't know.
No, I get it because like I'll do those things. I'll clean, and then there'll be times I'm like, okay, wash up or whatever, and then it's late, and I'm like, I'm gonna play a game.
Right.
So I've been catching myself. Okay, I was outside most of the day. I probably shouldn't play games.
Yeah.
I probably should just like maybe hang out with the wifey. Like when she was gone for those like week when our nephew was in the hospital and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she came back, I didn't play games. I didn't do any of that because I hadn't seen her in forever. So I needed I wanted to spend time with her. She's my person. So it's like, I missed my person without realizing it.
Sure.
One of those things.
It always happens when somebody's away. You're like, oh boy.
Yeah, God damn it. I know we're not always hanging out, but I miss your presence.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you want to be alone, but you also want the presence of that person.
Because if you're actually alone, it just gets really depressing really fast.
Yeah.
Like there's a fine line between just like, oh, I have my time and like, well, what am I going to do now?
So working from home, it feels like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm alone. And I think that's why it feels so depressing is because, at least in the office, you're alone, but there's the presence of other people around. So you might have like a side convo here and there like you do at home.
Right.
But then you're off to being alone again. So, it doesn't feel any different.
But the side convo at work now is not the same as it would have been.
No, because now it's like I'm still alone, but I'm talking to a computer. Right. I'm chatting.
Right.
Yeah, we don't always call each other, but even that's a little.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's not like it's not as personable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different when you're like direct.
You're still alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, and it's that's a good point because it is just like that presence thing. It's just the presence thing.
Right. That's the thing about like we all want to like stay in shape and like get old and stuff. It's like there's a line there. Like I want to get old definitely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take care of myself better. I don't want to die young, but like I don't want to be the last one around either. Like, like there's a
I don't want to take care of my body too much.
There's a point in life where it's like, why am I here? My step grandma kind of got to that point. Like she gave me an obituary picture and like, you're still alive. Like, what's this all about? She's just ready to go. My grandpa died. She wasn't going to get remarried again. Like she married my grandpa after her first husband died. And she just was ready to go. I mean, she's like, life had kind of passed by, and I know there's things you can do to like stay engaged with people, but like I know me, I didn't do that as a young person. I'm not going to do that as a really old person. I'm not going to go
like all of a sudden be like,
hey,
you know what,
Mr. Social, like 90 going out to the clubs. Hey, and like
you never know watching that. You're that way.
I know, it's a creep.
You're just trying to be this whore.
Senile. Hey, ladies. Yeah. My day was fine. Like we see the old clips. It wasn't okay.
Yeah. Well, early on it was okay.
Set my ways.
Right. Early on it was okay. Midlife, no.
I was in my midlife and things changed. Okay.
But no, that's true. Like right now, like I have this fear. I guess of fear, or maybe like a respect of dying.
Yeah.
A
healthy fear.
Like I don't know. There's times where you ever like get that anxiety feeling where all of a sudden your heart starts racing real fast. You're like if I think about death, that'll happen sometimes.
Yes,
because I don't want to die.
I don't want to be dead.
I don't want to be dead. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like that's, and then I think about the things I got to do different with the kids, or I got to do this different, and like okay. But then again, like after I'm old, like Yeah, I don't think I want. I would want to be that way too,
Well, like,
but I don't
you
know if. Hopefully that feeling goes away. Is what I'm getting at. Is hopefully I don't. When you're old, you're finally like, you know
when
what,
you're old enough to welcome,
dude. Let's
not like
go.
you want to die, but
You know, I
to
got
be
nothing to
like, you know
prove.
what, like I've done everything I can do here. I'm ready to go home. Essentially, like
Yeah.
that piece that they talk about and people pass, like usually, not always, but usually, like I hope I have that. Like
That's what I hope.
I'm like, you know what?
I pray
things are
everybody
good.
has that.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's awful. I've witnessed and Blanca's witnessed in her life. My grandmother was not ready to die. It came quickly.
Yeah.
Not quick enough. It was one of those scenarios. She got to suffer through it, but she wasn't that old. She wasn't even 70 yet, and so like it was one of those things she ended
Which
up with.
when you think about it, like, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's all right.
But when you think about it, like, we're not far from that.
No,
you know what I mean?
Some years. Yeah, I know.
Great. I'm going to be all depressed after this. No, go ahead. But no, so she was young.
She was relatively young, and turned out she had cancer. And by the time they caught it, it was too far gone. And she was not ready to go. She was a religious woman. She was, had faith that she was going to a good place, but still, she didn't want to say goodbye. She wasn't ready to miss out on all those things. And, Blanca, she had an aunt who passed similarly. She had cancer for years and fought
Viola, that's right.
And she wasn't ready to go. And that's a horrible thing. It is. I don't wish that on anybody. So
no. That's sad because I don't know.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, turn the depression down. We get a little serious sometimes on this show.
Yeah,
I do want to. I don't know. Speaking of passing away, like a really good friend of mine, my friend Mike. I just want to share my condolences with him and his family because his son passed away.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he was 12 and. Idiot drinking and driving hit him on his way home, and
really, wow,
just a few days ago, and I was just like, I seen that, and I almost cried. And it's not like me and him are close anymore. It was just the thought, like, man, my kids are this old,
right?
Like,
he was
just walking home. He was almost to home. He was like a block away or something close, super close to home, and then someone just went off the road, and I was like.
12,
like that's gotta be hard. And
that's awful. Wow. I'm very sorry. I don't know Mike, but
and I hadn't talked. I had seen him, like, we were best friends growing up in Seattle, and then obviously, like, life happens, right. People come in your lives in certain chapters, and he, that chapter had been over, but he came a few years ago. He came up here for like a softball tournament, and so he's like, "Hey, you still live over there?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Yeah, do you want to go have lunch or something?" Like, let's do it. And so that was a few years ago, and so it was cool to see him because it had been like, I don't know, over 20 years, easy. But yeah, to hear that, I was just like,
that's awful. Yeah.
So my heart goes out, and
yeah, seriously, yeah.
No one wants that. I mean, especially kids. You're going.
I know.
Little.
I know. We always donate to St. Jude's.
Yeah.
And that stuff's just like, there's no reason for it.
I know. That's where I always get like the religion thing comes into my head a lot of times with stuff like that, like the reasoning. There's things happen for a reason, and
right.
I don't know.
It's hard to find the reason in little kids having cancer. Like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what's the like? I don't know. Maybe it's bringing a family closer, and we just there's those little small things that you don't realize that somehow this has brought us in this moment. Like now, forever we're gonna be close.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
You never know.
I don't know.
I don't
have the
want
answers.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know, but there's that fear there where it's like, I don't.
Do I want to know?
Yeah.
Do I want to know?
I'm not like, I think people can relate to what we're meaning.
Yeah. I don't know. Do I know? What do we know?
Let's turn the show around. No.
Yeah. Let's go back.
So I was at the Whiskey Fest.
Yeah, Whiskey Fest. That was fun.
That was fun. Music. It was awesome.
I hear you saw something very interesting.
I did. And so before that, show's been great. There's this guy named Nico Moon I got to check out. Mm-hmm. He had I didn't realize he wrote songs for so many different artists.
Oh.
Like, famous like country artists anyway. Uh-huh. And he had really good music, so I got to check him out. So it's cool to go to those shows because you get it. You know, you might see someone you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I also don't follow country like that super close. I just love the atmosphere.
Oh,
that's a lot of reasons. Going to these festivals, everyone's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool because it makes you really realize, hey, as a society, you know, we can make shit work.
Yeah.
If we all come together and want to do this stuff. And that's kind of like for music in that sense. It's like we're all there to enjoy this lovely time. We're having fun. And, you know, there's this camaraderie. Yeah, camaraderie. That's the word. Yeah. But there's that feeling of like, this is awesome. We're here for this thing. And so everyone's having a great time. And we've gone a few times to this place. And I was talking to Alicia and I was like, hey, I want to, you know, do people fight here? I've never seen one. She's like, no. And I was like, well, that'd be cool, you know, to see a fight, whatever. And then literally 20 minutes at most go by and Alicia points out and we're looking straight off ahead. We can, you know, we're sitting, we're up in the bleacher area. And then there's like the ground level where they're in where the rodeos, cause it's at a rodeo, this concert. And on the ground level, all of a sudden she's like, there's a fight. And you see this group of people. I thought a mosh pit was happening. I'm like, what are we listening to? Like, well, are we moshing here? That's literally my first thought. I was like, yeah. And then no, sure enough, I see a guy swing and hit another dude. Jeez. And this girl wants to fight. And yeah, it was pretty awesome to see that. Other than that, everyone
was pretty chill.
Everyone is having a good time. Like, I didn't even hear people arguing. Like, I've never heard people like having beef like that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously something must have went down for that to happen. I wish I knew, because, you know, I just wish I knew. Anyway, the show was like, other than that moment, which was still pretty cool. I did see someone get from that incident, get carted off into handcuffs.
Yeah. Like it's a long time later, right?
Yeah. About an hour and a half, at least.
Lots of
2 hours. I guess, but like after the whole commotion, I would watch the middle just to see what was going on. Obviously, there'd be, you know, there's times between sets, and so I'm like looking there, and I'm like, looks like cops are there talking, but like doesn't look like nothing's happening. People kind of just dispersed and did their thing, and so to see that, like, oh shit,
they were waiting it out.
I may or may not know the person, but that's another story. So I won't add that on here, but yeah.
The odds.
That's the thing I told Alicia. I was like, what are the odds that out of the thousands, we're talking 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I see that the one person, you know, right. Of course, obviously Tri-Cities, penalty. It's not a huge area.
No, but still.
The bands like are big. We had like Kane Brown was there. He was the main event. And then Flow Rider. Was also there.
In other words, Florida.
And all I know is I'm a fan of his for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah?
That dude is, not only did he put on a good show, like him and Kane Brown both, you know, hey, if you have a dream, like chase it, and, you know.
Very inspirational.
Yeah, it is cool because I like to hear that. And obviously, I don't know if that's just what they do, but like what he was doing was cool. He brought people on stage.
Really?
He brought girls on stage during a song and obviously, you know, slapped a couple butts. But he did it respectfully, though.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't like, what? But it was just like, you know, it was like it was just like just a tap. Yeah. It wasn't like a
let me grab it.
There's different ways to slap a butt. That wasn't it wasn't a sexualized way that he did it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was just part of the act.
Oh, I see.
And so, but everyone was having a great time. He even brought the guys up there, slapped some of their butt. No, I was telling Lacey, I was like, but he did bring up the guys during one of them, and they were getting, you know, guys that were there got up there, and he was very interactive with the audience.
Interesting.
He got off stage. Right. And he was in the crowd, and then he made his
while he was performing.
Yeah. He made his way all the way to where the bleachers are.
Wow.
Right? We're talking a lot. I mean, a walk. This wasn't, you know, just a short distance. We're talking, you know, he made his rounds. So he got up into the bleachers, performed a few songs.
And those cheaper seats up there?
Oh yeah.
So
the bleachers, that's where we're at.
Everybody the good show.
That's where we're at. And so he gets up there and he's like performing. Like there was one where he's like spraying like champagne, and then he makes his way and he made his way around the whole arena, getting up in the bleacher areas.
Wow.
During this whole set, and like the music's going, the fans are going nuts. Like we're talking Cowboys, dude.
That's a part of like where someone's a performer, because I think about me trying to do that same thing. I'd be tripping on all like the stands and bleachers. Like I'd be a
shout
mess
out
if I tried
to the guy that was carrying Flow Rider on his shoulders.
For real?
For real, because he's trying to get around quicker to certain spots.
Oh my god!
And then he would, but then Flow Rider would climb up and then get into the stands.
Who was this guy?
I don't know, because Flow Rider, if
he's not a
small guy by all means. Like when I seen him, I was like, he reminds me like a Rolando, like the size of like a Rolando, little stocky. He might have been a little taller. I can't tell, obviously, but he was like at one point like very close to us, within 50 feet, 60 feet, something like that from where we were. Which I know sounds far, but when you see it,
when you were there,
it was fairly close. But it was so cool, and I was just telling Lisa, like, damn, this guy's like, he's taking selfies. People are putting their phones up there. He's taking selfies with them.
Wow, yeah,
like,
really engages the people.
Yeah, and he was just like but you can tell that he loved it.
Yeah,
like he wasn't doing it just to do it.
Right,
like, he actually was having fun. You can see the fun he was having. And yeah, he just put on such a fucking awesome show.
Did you go with us to see Gabriel Iglesias?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember his show?
Yeah, that extra like 20 minutes and 30 minutes or something.
The entire time, it wasn't any jokes that he'd ever told on TV. For the most part, like there were some.
Yeah, maybe some older ones.
Always went back to the crowd.
Yeah.
It was all crowd interaction throughout almost the entire thing. And then, he went over like an hour.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was a lot. It was like, if you guys didn't like it, screw you. I'd just give you a free hour.
For free.
Yeah.
But he engaged the crowd so well. And even though, obviously we weren't engaged
we were
directly
because
we were
further
way up there. But still, it was very impressive.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
When I see like performers or like, these famous people do things like that, like, I don't know, I kind of respect them because they know they're in an awesome position of where they're at, and they're not the fans are feeling like they're getting their money's worth.
Well, you can feel like the joy in it. Like,
well, it was cool. Yeah. Like, as the fans, we're seeing them like jump on stage, like, the people close to the stage, obviously you're like, oh, that would be so cool.
Right.
Would I go up in there? I don't know. I said I would, but I would be like,
no, this guy.
Yeah. But like, to see that, from where we were, like, oh, that's so cool looking.
Yeah, right.
But then when he got into the crowd, and then later on proceeded to make his way all the way around the arena, like, and it's a roundup, people. It's not small by means, but it's not like a huge,
right. It's not like Shea Stadium or something.
Yeah, it's not something that huge, but it's a size.
It can hold thousands of people.
10 to 12, 10 to 15,000 people it can hold, which isn't which is tiny. A lot. Yeah, which isn't tiny. Yeah, exactly. But to do that, like, I was just like, oh, okay, dude, this guy's he took his shoes off, right? Mm-hmm. Someone else brought him a new pair of shoes. One of his people, obviously, he put them on. Then he signs his shoes, and then he gives them to a little kid. He's like, hey, where's the little kids at? Because there's kids there at this whiskey fest, which I'll get to it later. But anyway, like, he gave him the shoes, and I was like, that's awesome.
Crazy.
That guy's so cool.
Wow.
Kane Brown was awesome too. He was very, like, after his last song, he was taking a lot of pictures and signing stuff with people that were close to the stage.
If you were watching that, would you be tempted to just like, fuck, I got the sandal, another sandal?
Oh, he signed shoes, purses. Kane Brown was signing shoes, purses,
like people's stuff.
Yeah, wow. They just threw them up there. If they had their phones and they put them up there, he
signed them.
That would be fucking. I'd be pissed. Like, bro, come on, man. At least sign my titties or something.
Right on the screen. Here, I got cleavage.
I do. The thing with the kids, real quick, is I just don't think kids like at festival. And it wasn't.
And you said it was hot.
It was hot. It was very hot. Like. Yeah, it sucked. I was sitting there. We're in the shade.
Yeah,
like, our seats are in the shade. All the seats are in the shade if you're in the bleacher area.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting there and I was like sweating,
like
sweating balls. But like, kids, I don't think should be there just because it's adults are drinking, people are acting stupid.
People are getting fights.
Kids don't need to see that. Obviously, some of the performers like Flow Rider. Don't get me wrong, he was awesome, but he also. His club music, so they're taking shots up on stage. I think Kane Brown was drinking, but he wasn't like verbally saying I'm drinking. But like some of the other performers, let's do shots.
Yeah,
And so it's just
The
like,
kids are like, "Rah!"
little babies. Like, lady was there with her baby. Like, what the? Get a babysitter.
Right.
Like, kids don't need to be around there.
How the hell can you get a baby like safely in that place?
I don't know.
Don't they have like bag check or security?
No,
or something? Nothing.
They have security, but we didn't get our bags checked because Alicia didn't take her purse. She just took her wallet.
Yeah.
But, you just walk through the metal detector. They weren't like patting people down because we were getting ice or we were trying to get something.
Like it's Eastern Oregon. Everyone's got guns. Just get in. Get in.
There was someone, this lady smuggled in a bottle of booze, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that would be easy.
Well, yeah, it's glass.
Well, no.
Right.
So the perimeter around the area is like just iron.
Oh, yeah.
Fencing.
So just have someone hand it into you.
Yeah. You can just walk somewhere and just be like, it'd be easy. Or I could just sneak a plastic something in my waist.
Did they sell alcohol at the venue?
They did
for a lot.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, right.
Not like you buy tickets and stuff.
They actually had the second
tickets.
mortgage paperwork right there for you to sign. To.
So I think for one ticket it's like $8. So
yeah.
Any drink you get is $8.
Holy crap!
Any drink though, so you can get like whiskey
or
Pendleton
Miller
whiskey
Lite
or Miller Lite. I don't know if they did. They had like Michelob and like
for $8.
There was Alicia got like a couple Cranman vodkas because she looks at me and she goes, "So how many tickets would she get?" I'm like, "I don't know. How much are you gonna drink? Because I'm not drinking."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah. Just give me 2." Because I'm like, I ain't drinking. Like,
damn it.
And then she got her drink later on, and I was holding it, and I was just like, I kind of smelled it, obviously.
Stuck my tongue in.
No, I won't do that.
Spit it back. No,
like I don't even want my tongue to touch alcohol for a year.
Yeah, no, you're doing great, man.
And so but I smelled it.
You're like 6 months in, right?
7 in 10 days.
Yeah, dude, look at that.
Yeah, coming along.
Yeah.
But I held the drink and I was like, "Fuck this." I told Elisa, I was like, I need to get something to drink because this looks fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, and it did. I'm not gonna lie and say it didn't. Like,
I'm a big fan of cranberry juice to begin with.
Oh,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love cranberry juice, especially with
pumpkin
on the rocks.
Like,
cranberry on the rocks.
Yeah.
I love my orange juice on the rocks.
That's classy.
I love orange juice on the rocks.
You come from money if you get orange juice on the rocks or cranberry juice on the rocks.
You come, yeah.
You can afford the juice and the ice. I mean, come on.
That's a come up.
That's a come up.
That's how I know I made it in life.
Yeah.
I was pouring my orange juice on some ice out of my fridge.
Right. Yeah. My ice.
I didn't have to break that open.
My fridge makes ice.
Yeah. Oh God, when that thing wasn't working, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
The worst.
What do they call that? First world problems.
Yeah.
I was like, God, this sucks. I need to figure out how to fix this. This is a brand new fridge for one. That was annoying. But I was also just like, it's nice to just do that.
Yeah, right.
I didn't realize how awesome that was until we got that fridge last year when it was.
Yeah.
Because we had our old ass fridge it was like from the 90s, and that thing was a horse.
But yeah, I know. They never die.
No, I think this one started to die though, finally. Or something. We just need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
No, it didn't because I sold it. So I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have sold him something I know was going to break.
I didn't sell 11.
But we just, all the kids, food. It wasn't big enough. Anyway, got a new fridge. And then to have water and ice, I was like, oh, this is killer. Like we had the hookup for the water. It was there, but the other fridge doesn't have that stuff. So
I used to not want that because we talked about my dad earlier. My dad always had this strong conviction that it's always gross from the fridge because back in the old days it wasn't really filtered, so it was stale and stuff.
Yeah,
he made
the
a good
taste
point.
of stale fridge water is kind of good.
But we've got such great filters now.
Yeah,
we have an air filter and a water filter to make it nice and clean, and we drink enough water out of the fridge now. It's it stays fresh.
Oh, dude, so, I got it. It's just are you changing your filter regularly?
Right.
Yeah, and I ain't.
It beeps at you.
So I bought a pack of 3 filters.
Yeah.
I replaced it. The initial. So I think it was a 4-pack. I have 3 left. The initial was just because I needed to replace the filter that was there. I probably should have bought at least another pack.
Yeah.
But I'm slow to.
That's all good.
It's a pain to do that, to replace the filters, because you have to do a few big ass things of water.
Really?
Buckets, you're supposed to run the water through the new filter.
Oh, I'm probably
3 times. It's a big ass. I forget how many ounces. 2 gallons or something like that. It's something crazy.
Oh,
I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
I never did that.
That's gonna ruin my filter. I'm gonna,
Yeah, that's how they get you.
It's gonna shorten the life of my filter.
Like, yeah, we're gonna use half the life of the filter with the flushing process.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was gonna bring up the question of the week. Or what did you got? You got something else?
Not really. No, just BS.
What BS? Uncle BS?
The Gigolo beach killer was caught.
Oh,
that was interesting in the news.
See, I need to look that up.
Yeah. So only being charged with 3. Yeah, Long Island. I'm gonna call it Gigolo Beach because I don't know for exactly.
I think
how
it
it's
is
pronounced. Gigolo, something.
I think I like Gigolo.
Gigolo Beach.
Yeah, don't ever go there.
I mean, truly, like, all jokes aside, sorry to the families and all that. But this guy's been not convicted. He's been charged with 3 murders. As of right now, they have like 11 bodies in total. So they haven't charged him with all of them.
So did they have like evidence on those 3 to tie him to that?
They must. I didn't read exactly what the evidence was that linked him.
Yeah.
But he did some, like, if it is this guy, if it is in fact him, he did some creepy stuff. Like, he would keep cell phones and call the family.
Oh my God.
And like from their cell phone of their missing loved one and say things like, I killed her or whatever. And like horrible things, like beyond just like killing the person, then you're tormenting their family.
Yeah. Like true psycho shit.
So, yeah. I mean, like bad stuff. And so like,
I hope it's him.
I hope it's him because it's a horrible thing to be accused of if you're not guilty.
How old is this guy?
Guys, I think they said 49, and he was an architect.
Oh Jesus!
And he worked in Manhattan. Like, he was a successful guy.
Just had murder on the brain.
Just I mean.
Can you imagine though? Like, there is crazy people like that where it's like they probably have these thoughts like, dude, I really want to do this, and they're probably, for the most part, I would hope they're just keeping those buried deep.
Well, I think like
in
it's the frontal cortex of your brain, that frontal lobe that controls your impulse, and so it's like you get a psychopath that has good impulse control. Yeah, they're not really a problem. They're just maybe good at business or something because they don't really care if it hurts your feelings, right?
Yeah.
But then you get these guys who are psychopathic with low impulse control, like frontal lobe issues. I don't know. Like, that's got to be part of the problem. Like, they just don't care. They don't think about consequence. They just have to do it, and they do it.
That's what I think of dentists.
Yeah.
Swear to you.
Serial killers and dentists. They're
because there's got to be something just a little off with you if you want to like rip teeth out of the mouth.
Mouths up.
You know what I mean? It has to be done.
Yeah. Right.
They might just be that close to being a psycho without being a psycho. They're productive in their psycho.
Right. Like, I could kill somebody, but I think I'll just rip some teeth out.
Yeah. That feels cooler.
Yeah. I'm like a torturer, but they pay me for it.
I couldn't do dental. Could you be a dentist?
Some aspects of it do seem fascinating. I started watching those videos where you watch them like grinding out the rotten parts of teeth, and it is almost like I can see them making a video game, one of those like little cheapo video games.
Oh, they already have those.
I was listening to the dentist talk about it, and they have a head because it's just like a little
drill bit.
Yeah, it's a little like what do you call it?
Dremel
tool. Yeah. Right. It's just like an industrial grade Dremel. And the head speed is only strong enough to go through decayed tooth. So they go over it until it doesn't take anything anymore because it's not strong enough to take the healthy tooth.
That's crazy.
And then, I'm like,
diamond tip.
Interesting. And then they mix the little stuff and they pack it in, they form it, and like, that's interesting.
They're little fucking like construction workers.
Yeah, they are. They have little tiny trowels and stuff.
I gotta make
it. They snort coke outside before they do it. It's
like, oh shit! I would not. I don't know if I'd want a dentist, coked out dentist.
Hey man,
all your teeth gotta go.
Yeah. Whoops, wrong side. I think the one part I wouldn't like is like having to shoot them with like the Novocaine or whatever.
That's exactly why I wouldn't.
Nervous.
No, my mom wanted me. So my mom, she used to have to take this medicine. Damn, I was breathing hell out through my nose. I was doing I heard the high pitched nose whistle. Sorry, it just bugged my ear. But my mom, she would she took this medicine for I don't know what it was for, but she had it injected in her stomach. It was probably fucking drugs. She told
Mommy's
me.
got to take her medicine. It doesn't work in my arms anymore.
But she wanted me to do that to her once.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I did it, but I was like, I'm good. Like I don't remember if I did it actually, because I think I was just like, no, it freaked me out knowing like, I don't know. And then I wanted to get in the medical assisting field, but I don't think they do shots.
The phlebotomists do the shots.
Phlebotomists, right? Yeah. Let me find that. See, and they're
let me tie you off.
They're a screw loose away from being junkies, probably.
Right.
Like I love shooting stuff in my veins, but I'd rather do yours veins and take things out.
What if your phlebotomist got that like druggy face and they hit your vein? They're like injecting, like.
I bet you it's a feeling like that, like a satisfaction to
when
it.
They just get it.
Especially the first try.
Oh, first try.
Well, I've had them like they'll like do the thing that I've had like some of the phlebotomist people like they'll do the tap.
Yeah.
They're like, you got good veins. I'm like, okay, you're so vascular.
Look at her lips.
Do you think girls like vascular men? Like who was I just asking that?
I don't know.
Like where just veins are everywhere. Because I seen this video, it's like eking these veins, and the girl touches this guy's arms because it's for like an ad for something.
Oh yeah,
she's like, ugh, and I'm like, are you fucking like? I can't get over it. I turn it every time because it's just it makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
every time. But the guy's arms are just abnormally veiny, like he's just been like tightening, super veiny, and she's just like, ugh. Well, like Jesus.
I've noticed like I'm more veiny than I used to be, which makes me happy.
Yeah, so which I actually think is a sign of like being healthy.
On a personal level, like it's satisfying for me, especially like right after I work out or something, to be like, oh, I see my veins, like cool, because that didn't happen for quite a while.
Yeah, and I like that because I like getting the one right here.
You know, as far as like I don't know, maybe it's very attractive, but
you're just like there. So this guy, I think I was friends with him in Job Corps. His name was Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He would do this thing where he would like, he would have a shirt off. He was pretty like in shape for being like 20, but he would like do this thing and he would tighten and you would see his veins pop out.
Yeah.
In its muscles. It was so weird. It was kind of cool looking.
It's like turning into the Hulk.
Yeah. Cause he would do it. He could just do that. And it was just like,
yeah,
it was weird. It was so weird. It was kind of sick though.
Yeah.
It was in a sick in a cool way, not sick in a gross way.
It was so sick.
It was so sick.
Yeah.
Some of the kids' terms make me laugh. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But
dead ass, I know.
Dead ass. I'm dead ass gonna fucking
can't do it.
Put a video on for you guys to listen to.
Yeah, this time we're gonna do things a little bit differently. We're gonna play something for you.
Because I do have a question of the week.
Yeah.
And this is where this question comes from.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the question of the week after we play
this clip that I can find here. Let me see. Hopefully this works out pretty well. Here we go. Oh, this better play. Because sometimes with Instagram, like if you don't press it, that like, I don't know. Here we go. Oh, see? There we go.
Women.
Oh, shit. Oh,
hold on.
Communication, men or women? Women. Women are better at communication. Women, for sure.
If men are worse at communication, why do so many women expect men to read their body language rather than just be direct?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Are men expected to be mind readers?
Yes.
Is there a difference between what women say that they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Absolutely.
If so, how are women better at communication?
We're not.
But you just said that they were.
I lied. Clearly, I'm not communicating well. Duh.
Okay, so her response, like right off the bat, that was one of the most amazing things I loved
it.
Yeah, I lied.
She's like,
obviously I'm not good at communicating.
Yeah. And this is from a site called Born Mindset. So I'm not taking any kind of
for one thing, any video like this, obviously the person's got a point.
The Mental Power is the original author.
So I mean, I'm sure if you played everything in their entirety, like
I just say that as a to give them their props.
Segue
that's on theirs.
Into a question that it
which was communication. Yeah.
One of the most important parts of any relationship. We can break it down by gender, and generally speaking, your relationship's unique to you.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, taking the odds, who would be better at communicating?
Men or women?
Or what would be the strengths or weaknesses of both?
Yeah. See,
And
that's
I
a good
think-
one.
I think to me, it's more like, strengths of men is when they do communicate, they tend to be more direct, hopefully.
Yes.
Although I'm not, I can never figure out what I want to say, but,
Well, I think as men, we get afraid to communicate to our partner because, like, for instance, like if your wife says, "Do you want to do this?" and you don't want to do that,
right.
She does. Your communication is going to be like, "Well, I mean, if you want to."
Right.
You know,
which implies
it's not
I really
direct.
don't want to do it.
Exactly.
But I'll do it because you want to, which she doesn't want to hear.
But then do women do the same thing?
Yes.
And
women are like leading attorneys. They lead for what they want to hear.
They do. And I think they're good at communicating with
they're good at communicating
strategically,
feelings.
like feelings, like what needs to be done, what you're doing wrong, stuff like that. But they're good at
they're really bad at communicating what you're doing well.
Well, and that you could bring that up as a thing because I think that is true. I think we both do that in our sense, but I think women, tend to not communicate. Hey, you've been doing this awesome,
right?
But as a man, I'm not really looking for that either.
Right. And I think
it's
men
nice to hear, though.
Definitely are guilty of the same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
are.
People in general, it's even with the way we talk to ourselves, they say the numbers of the amount of times you have to hear a negative compared to a positive. Like the positives, you need like 6 to 1 or something like that for it to balance out in your mind.
Oh, gosh.
And it's kind of the same thing. We always see the thing we don't like. We don't always see the thing we do like.
Yeah.
It doesn't trigger us the same way. So, yeah, I don't know. But the one thing I will say, and that's just as a male perspective, being a man may not be accurate, may not be true, but that's just for me.
It's true to us, to him.
Yeah, the kind of where he talked about reading body language. And
Oh, yeah.
those things I'm not the best at. I'm not great at picking up cues and signals.
Well, I think that's where guys are different.
Yeah.
Is I think we're not good at picking up like those things because, we're thinking our mindset's a little different in the way we think, our thinking process. And I'm not saying all men. I'm saying like most men.
Right.
So we're not seeing the body language. We're not seeing, certain things where it is maybe obvious because women see that. They're very perceptive, I think, in that sense. And so a woman sees, they can tell, oh, you don't want to, or whatever. And so we don't see it because I don't know, we just don't have that perception.
But sometimes,
the directness is way better.
Insecurity, I wonder how much impacts the perception.
Oh,
because there's a lot of times, like we've gotten in arguments in and believe me, I'm wrong like 99% of the time. But there have been a few times where like she has taken my response to mean that I feel something that I absolutely don't feel in that moment. But she believes that's how I feel. And so she's responding to me based on that and won't believe it.
Yeah.
Otherwise. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can say. I don't know what to tell you. And half the time, it's just as simple as I'm saying it. I don't know. I don't know what I want or why I am the way I am. Or, men, I don't know, at least for me, I don't know how much I metacognate on myself. I probably need to do that more. But thinking about yourself and what is going on with you, that kind of thing.
No, that's true. I think we don't think like that. I don't think people in general do.
Right.
Like, I think that's how you better yourself. Really, is to know what you're doing wrong or not.
Right.
And that's a whole nother process. In
if
itself.
I wanted to do that, I would have read that book, The Tools, that I talked about
I know.
months ago.
I tried, but no, the communication thing. You are right though, because you were saying something about it was just in my brain and it just fell out my brain because my communication sucks. I can't communicate. My memory
sucks.
We have to have
memory to communicate, and none of us have that. So,
but whatever, it'll come back. But yeah, communication is super important. I suck at certain things, like you were saying about the perception of you seeing, like he said about the body language.
Right?
Should we be mind readers? And I think a lot of, like she said, women, I think do think we should be mind readers,
right?
Because I don't know, we're not, but we don't see that, like you said, the body language. We don't see that.
But
shit.
I will admit that gets frustrating. There have been times like,
just tell me what you want.
And it's not always, but there are definite moods or times where it's worse. Like there's times where it's like, I want you to want to do this kind of a thing. And it's like, well, obviously I don't. So like, I
got an example of that.
Yeah.
Alicia, like wanted to go. This is a perfect communication example of what I was talking about. She wanted to know if, so it's Friday, the Whiskey Fest. The concert Saturday, Friday, there's a whole hangout. Anyway, she wanted to know, hey, do you want to go? And this was after work, it's an hour drive. And I was like, yeah, I don't mean because it was new to me. So I was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind. I could have cared less either way.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, we don't have to if you don't want to. I was like, well, I didn't say that. I don't care,
Right.
I mean, maybe deep down, maybe I didn't want to, but I knew she wanted to.
Right.
See, it was like one of those moments. And then I was like, no, we can go. Let's just go. I mean, well, fuck it. What do we got going on? Whatever.
Right.
And then she goes, I go, what do you want? You want me to jump up and down? She goes, well, yeah, like I would like to see something out of you other than that. And I was like,
We've had
so
that conversation. Yeah.
So like in the sense of communication, like I go, but that's not who I am, babe. Like, that's not me. Like, do you want me to just jump right now? In a joke. And I was like, yes, let's go. Woohoo.
Right.
Like, is that what you want? That's not how I am. Like, I'm not like well, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm ready to do this.
Right.
It's like, all right, let's go,
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm with you too. Like, I don't like it when things change.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like if
It throws me off.
And I feel bad because there's a lot, like yesterday, I think it was, there was or 2 days ago. I don't remember when it was. It doesn't really matter to the story. Anyway, a while ago, I get in my head I need to do certain things. That's my bad. That's on me.
No. Yeah.
But I do. And so I was kind of fixated on the pond. I wanted the pond cleared up. We have a pond with koi in it and it's been kind of murky. And I'm like, oh, I need to get these parts.
Yeah.
For a
You were
filter,
trying to get those
right?
the other day. Yeah.
So I was going to go to the store on the way. I had Elliot and Blanca with me, and Blanca needed to get, she's on her lunch break, needed to get back. I'm like, yeah, I get that. No problem. So I was going to drop them off and immediately go. Well, then I forgot. That's the day we picked up JJ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, let me run and pick up JJ. And then she goes, well, do you think that because I have a call, can you wait and maybe go later? And I did have kind of that reaction of like hesitation.
Yeah.
Because my brain was already kind of setting the plan. And it wasn't really fair to her because, like, obviously I should not go and leave her to deal with kids when she's got to go on a work call.
Yeah.
So, of course, I came back, and did not go to the store. I went and picked up JJ after I dropped her off and then came back and hung out with them. But it's funny because, like, she kind of sensed it and, like, fuck. Abort.
Yeah. That's what happens, huh? When you do get that sense,
But it's
like,
just
oh.
like, it's just my brain
You're like
processing and coming to terms
sure.
with it. Like, yes, of course I can change my plan, but I'm just bad at changing my plans. Like,
no, because I don't know. We have this structure where in your head, like you said, you're in your head. Okay, I'm going here, here, and here.
right.
I got this time frame. I'm going to get all this done. And then when someone's like, nah, I'm going to throw that in that.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah. Well,
it's
she's kind of called me on this too. Like, I tend to really focus on negatives. I analyze for the faults and the problems of everything.
yeah.
So, like, I come up with the best solution, and what she hears out of my mouth is I've already thought through all these other things, and this is like what I've concluded to be the most, appropriate thing
Yeah.
going forward. Fixing something in the house, buying something for the lawn, whatever it is. I've thought through a bunch of stuff, and this is what my answer is.
Yeah.
So now I'm set. She'll propose things, which is totally fair, totally right.
Yeah. No.
But she gets really annoyed with me because then my initial response is like, well, no, that probably wouldn't work because of this, that, or the other thing. Because no matter what, I'm going to go through the process of like thinking it through and trying to determine if it's good or like going to work or not. She hates that. So yeah, I'm working on being less, because often it works out just fine.
Yeah.
Her
Well, if it
suggestion, of
does.
course, is just fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. I
You have your way of doing things, though.
I
You know what I mean?
way.
And that's I get that because I was doing that with I was digging a hole, nothing big, but at least he was like throwing her, trying to do excited. Or no, I was picking up some stuff in the lawn. Anyway, she wanted to suggest something. I'm like, and instead of normally what I'd be like, no, like you said, like I've done that so many times. Like no, I was like, sure, I'll try it.
Right.
So I tried it. I didn't care for it, so I did my way, but it's those things where it's like, I know it probably works good for you in that way, but for me, this is how it's going to work best for me.
Have our swing of communication.
You know what I mean?
Let's reverse it and say that we're constantly approaching our wives and saying, did you do this or did you do that?
God,
or did you try?
we'd be 6 feet under, bro.
You know, I mean, I'm like, at the same time, like there is
There is that.
there's a difference in relationships and what is expected. I'm like, I don't know. It is what it is, but it's
well,
funny.
no, you're right, because when like you were saying about being direct,
Mm-hmm.
like we're more direct with how we say things sometimes, and so then that can come across
Right,
very wrong.
right.
So maybe, yeah, I don't know. It is different when we tell them something, or if we were to do the same
Right.
exact thing, it's going to be like, no. And there's been times where I will say, have you tried doing this?
Right.
Not because she's done it to me, just because, you
No,
know,
right,
I'm
but
trying,
like
I'm
you're
trying to
really
be a helpful
thinking-
person. Like,
Yeah,
hey, have
right.
you tried this?
Right.
And then obviously her reaction is the same as I would have done.
Like, hey, you think you can do better? You fucking do it. That's
Like
usually-
Alicia was like kitchen.
Yeah.
You'd be cleaning or you'd be like cooking. She would like, well, why don't you do like that or like that? And then before you know it, she's cooking.
Mhm.
But there'd be times where I see her doing that and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, try it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes.
Well, and it is a little
I'm
bit
not
different.
cooking.
Like, you know, it's kind of like your wheelhouse. Like, if I'm mowing the lawn, I mow the lawn every time. So don't tell me how to mow the lawn. I'm the one that mows the lawn.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like we all kind of have our
Our
thing.
role.
So, right.
You have a role.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, like, but in fairness to her, she never is like, oh, you should mow the lawn this way. Like,
yeah.
but she won't mow the lawn because she knows I'm particular about the lawn. Even though
I'm guilty.
I have a riding mower now, I'm not as particular because it's a lot harder on a riding mower to.
Get lines and all
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, like I can get them, but it's not quite the same as a push mower line.
Yeah.
Somebody out there will be like, "Yeah, it is, bro." Like, this is what
It's
you do, but
not-
I don't know.
I think the only thing you can have is like those trailers that will
Yeah,
give you that
right.
line.
right.
You know?
I have to go 2 different ways. I have to crisscross 2 ways to get it
Looking like a
fully
baseball
cut.
field.
Got the diamonds in there. It's nice. No.
Dude, I want that look so bad.
Yeah.
But that like hookup's super expensive.
Right. Yeah.
Look,
no.
That's what you
Won't
would
do
need.
that. But yeah, I don't know. It's always fun. Relationships, communication is always something to work on. I'm definitely not there.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. That's something me and Alicia are still working on.
Yeah.
I think that's just a constant
It is.
battle.
It is.
Like I obviously we've gotten better at communicating when things
Mhm.
are coming up or where the kids are. Like I'd have a
Right.
hey, why did you tell me this or that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just had to handle it.
Yeah.
Like something happened with Cheeky, but I didn't tell Alicia. And then Alicia found out. It wasn't nothing like bad or nothing.
Right.
But she was just like, I was like, oh, well, yeah, probably. I go, I had it handled. So I just didn't. And that's what it was. That's how I communicated back to
Right.
her. Instead of being like, whoa, like being scared or something. Like I was like, not that I'm scared of my wife, but like you feel like you're in trouble or something. But no, I was just like, no, I just had it handled. So I didn't think that it needed to be. I don't know. It was one of those moments where I just didn't think it needed to be communicated. And I don't know if that's like that is a miscommunication or is that like a woman being that mother hen where it's like, no, I need,
right.
she needs to know, even though like what I did was correct, the whole everything was fine. It was just, I need to be in control in that
Right.
situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know if it's a control thing or what it is.
Yeah. No, it's tricky.
Or if it's like a trust thing where they like, I know you're the dad, but
Right.
I'm a mom and we're better. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's one of them situations.
Well, and it is like that for the blended family thing. That's a good thing to bring up. It's also tricky too, like when you're the
because I was
step-parent,
obviously that's my stepdaughter.
and that's like I think I've talked to you about. Elena has come and talked about certain things, and it's like when I was like I'm opening up to you conversations.
Mm-hmm.
A little uncomfortable almost at times, and you're like thinking like, well, I'm gonna have to share this with other family members,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, it is. It's kind of unique sometimes being the step parent that way.
It is. Yeah,
But like you're in the same boat I was with Elena. Like these kids have been in our lives since they were itty
Little.
bitty. So
since they
it's
were like 3 for
it's
Elena.
a little different than coming into like a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old or something.
Yeah,
So-
which I came in. So Cheeky was, 5, and then the other kids were, they were 12. They
Right.
were, they were that young. So it was a little trickier trying to figure out what to,
Right.
I don't know.
It was so
And
easy
that
with
being
Elena.
like, I'm a parent of at this time, a 2-year-old.
Mhm.
There's not much to it.
Right.
There's a lot to it, but
Right.
I'm not in a communication.
She's just open. She's gonna do whatever you take her to do.
Yeah, she's just loving life. You know, she's a little kid.
Yeah.
So once it was trying to be like an actual parent in that sense, to be a parent of like adolescence and just that was
overnight.
Oh my God, I didn't even know what to do.
That's tricky.
I'm still learning, actually, come think about it. You know, I think I don't know if it's just a parent thing. I think we will always question if we're a good parent.
Oh yeah.
I've been having that battle in my head. So.
Well, and I don't think you need to ask, are you a good parent? But I think definitely wondering if you've done everything right.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know, I think it speaks for itself. You are a good parent.
I like to think.
You know, every one of us, we're human. We've made mistakes.
Yeah.
Kids don't come with a handbook. So there's not one right way to do it.
Don't you wish, though?
It'd be nice. I mean,
but they're all so different, all these personalities.
But they are, and like what they're going to respond to correctly. At the end of the day, you want them on their feet. You want them healthy, happy, okay. And you can't always guarantee it. Like here we're adults. My parents did a good job with me, but I haven't been happy every minute of my life. I don't think that's realistic.
I was just going to say, I don't think that's even a realistic thought.
You know, it's like, I don't know. You want your kids to be okay. You want them to be able to support themselves. You want them to be out there in the world doing their thing. At the end of the day, if they're doing that and they have a relationship with you, if they feel supported by you, what more is there, to ask for?
That's true.
So, hey, your kids still come to you. They talk to you. You're older.
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they do. No. My kids don't really. I think they'll talk to Alicia more about certain things. Like if I'm there, I'll talk and I'll say stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Sadia, we have good conversations every now and then.
Yeah.
Cheeky. Now that I'm realizing she's not 12 anymore,
Right.
Like I think for a while there, I was in that thought, like she's still little, right? Not realizing she's kind of a young woman.
She's growing up.
She's going to be 16. And so she's obviously things are changing about her.
Right.
Not her personality is pretty much the same, but things change within that.
Right.
And so trying to like go with it and be like, okay, realize this is different. Like me and her are actually developing that conversation.
She has a strong independent streak.
She does. She's very stubborn and she'll admit it. And, I think actually after a whole LA trip, things seem good, not that they were bad before. It was just,
I know what you mean.
I don't know. We're, we can communicate better. So, I don't know.
Well, kids can come with tension. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude. That's a whole nother convo.
Yeah.
Stress.
For next
Stress
time.
and kids?
Mm.
Huh? What?
Stay tuned
on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Gohan and Goku.
Oh, God.
Something.
Yeah. I wish I would remember my one thought. It was something about being direct and how we, basically aren't direct.
Well,
we're direct. We're, as men, direct. Women are beat around the bush.
I mean to be direct, but I will say I forget a lot of details. And so when it comes to
every detail.
Name one time that you've done this to me. Or like I've done this to you. And it's like, I know it happened. I know it did because I recall it like feeling this way.
I don't
remember when.
So I was telling Lisa yesterday, actually, because I have a shitty memory. And I told her, man, I got such a bad memory. I go, man, that'd be cool to be able to unlock all your memories. And then I was like, in the same sentence, I was like, nah, I think some of those memories I buried away for a reason.
Some of this locked away.
I pushed those down for a reason.
Some things are better off buried.
I don't need every memory going back. This is a repressed memory for a reason.
Right. Yeah. Psychologists been trying to dig those up for years.
I don't need that to happen.
Man.
Anyway.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us today, you guys. Happy Sunday to you. Hope everything's well. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Have a good week.
Have a great week. We'll see you guys next time
on Just Weirdly Blended.